Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consume Cinema. I'm your host, Caveat Emptor, and today we have Rome, Season 2, Episode 2. So we got back into the swing of things last episode, picked up right where we left off, and big two stories last episode were burying Niobe and the fallout with that, and burying Caesar and the fallout with that. So right off the bat, things could not have gone more poorly after Niobe's death. Vorenus blamed and cursed his own children, which really, really bad. And then to make matters worse, that mafia guy showed up one last time, kidnapped them. Says he killed them, but I'm holding out hope that he was lying in the moment just to spite Vorenus, make him hurt. But yeah, that's it's unfortunately a possibility that they really did die. In which case, Vorenus is going to hate himself for forever. And yeah, I don't want to deal with that, but we're probably going to have to. The other thing is the fallout of Caesar's death. Caesar, for all his faults, was definitely beloved. The people that assassinated him put all their time and energy into planning the assassination and not so much with the, what comes after. And it really showed last episode. They went from, riding high, so proud of themselves for what they did, to literally fleeing the city in exile because the mob is out for blood and political winds can change on a dime. And yeah, it happened last episode. But yeah, I don't want to go too much into it. If you want to see more, just watch my previous reaction to it. I talk about it in more detail in that episode. But yeah, we're just going to get into this. So as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. Ton of traction for the channel. Right now we're getting very, very close to 400 subscribers. So yep, that's great. Thanks very much for that. But as always, like, comment, share, subscribe, anything you can give me, it all helps, and I really appreciate it. With that, let's get right to the episode. Things are chaotic in the streets, it looks like.
We cannot stay here forever. It's not right. This place is a house of death.
I know.
What if we make a baby here, God forbid?
Life must continue.
You're right.
It's been a month.
We should go.
Leave you here like this? Good friend I'd be.
I caused the death of my wife. I've caused the death of my children. I have caused the death of Caesar. What would you have me do now? Huh? What? Run a butcher's shop?
Fine. Fine. Sorry I spoke.
I think the only thing that can bring him back is getting revenge for Caesar's death, at least.
About my money, Caesar's money. You assured me I'd have it by now.
I'm so sorry, it slipped my mind. I will see to it.
Good, only that is what you've said several times now.
These things take time. We are talking vast sums of money. It's a great deal of paperwork and lawyering to be done.
So when can I expect transfer to my control?
What's the rush?
It was.
Myself.
Cleopatra.
I, Mark Antony, Consul of Rome, guarantee that our armies will continue to protect and preserve the throne of Cleopatra, child of Ptolemy, Queen of Egypt, mistress of Sejanbe, etc., etc. What is your price?
48,000 denarii a month.
35.
45.
42.
42.
My son by Caesar is near 4 years old. He's begun to ask questions about his father.
How touching.
He's too young to understand now, but soon I must tell him that his father's people do not accept him. Not as a true legal son.
It will never happen. The people wouldn't like it.
We have no political design. Merely the happiness of my boy.
Gonna try to seduce him? What did he say?
That's possible. Declare my boy a lawful son of Caesar, then we shall be friends.
You don't trust me?
Not so much. You have a changeable look about you.
You're mistaken. Steady as a priest of Saturn, me. Come now.
It is not permitted to touch.
If I must prostitute myself for the good of my country and my family, I will. But the customer pays first, does he not?
Your son will eat shit and die before I make him legal.
You see, very changeable.
Very interesting. Trying to seduce Mark Antony, but at the same time, he can't officially name the boy, Caesar's legitimate son in the eyes of Rome, because then he would have inheritance rights. No way. Oh my god. Should I say Pullo's son? That could come back. If the child is Pullo's son, then has no claim to Caesar's throne.
Every gang in the city is fighting for control of the hill.
It appears to be a list of every dishonest rascal in the city.
Very droll.
It is a list of candidates for next year's elections drawn up by our beloved Caesar just before he was taken from us. Oscar found it amongst his papers.
Oh, another lucky find. You are prodigious, Posca.
I want your endorsement of the names. Surely you don't think those men paid me to put their names on the list?
Not at all. I expect they're paid, Posca.
So, what's the problem?
My endorsement will be worthless. People will merely assume I've been intimidated by you. Cannot afford to kill me. You need me to run the Senate.
It's an interesting relationship. They hate each other, but they need each other. Like, there's a give and a take there.
Legionary Pullo. Oh, let him through.
Sir! What are you doing here? Requiring advice and counsel regarding Lucius Vorenus, sir.
Go on.
He's gone awry, sir. I don't know what's to be done with him.
Caesar is dead, and it was you as good as held the knife. Stand to fucking attention when I'm talking to you! You know that your name is disgraced forever.
I do, sir.
Why then are you still alive? I am your master. By sacred oath, under the standards of the 13th. This, I take it, was Erastes Fulman.
I told him to get rid, but it calms him to look at the thing.
Not content to let our great father die, you start a damn war on the Aventine that threatens to engulf the whole fucking city. Would you like a chance to redeem yourself, Centurion?
There's no redemption.
No man is beyond redemption, Lucius.
I want Vorenus to come back, but I don't like how Mark Antony was talking to him and, degrading him there. Just using him for his own ends.
Juno's mercy, what's she doing here?
I suppose Antony wants a show of unity.
It's good of you to come.
I'm here under protest at Mark Antony's insistence.
Oh, he's a terrible bully, isn't he? You must be very scared.
Not in the slightest.
Well, you need have no fear of me. I wish you no harm, truly. It's enough for me to know that I have won and you've been humbled. We both suffered enough,
You're
nay?
mocking me, I believe.
Enjoy the party.
I could see one of them stabbing the other any day now.
Oh, I saw Timon and some of his men in the yard. Knife and hatchet men.
So,
I was wondering what they're doing here.
security. What else?
Their obvious purpose would be the abduction and killing of Sevilla as she leaves this evening.
That's absurd.
It's a truce, ratified by priests. You can't harm her.
Truce, priests. You think that bitch cares? You little bastard.
She's got to think it through.
I won't be needing you. You can go now.
This is my darling Caesarion. Does he not look exactly like his noble father?
Uncanny.
Looks nothing like him.
Don't scream, you big spawn troller.
Safe journey, Your Highness.
Maybe Varenus and Titus have been sent here by Mark Antony to restore a little bit of order among all the gangs.
My name is Lucius Varenus. I speak to you under the authorization of Mark Antony, Consul of Rome. As killer of Erastus Fulman, I claim his captaincy of the Aventine Collegium as my rightful spoil. The Aventine is now mine. Once order is restored, all Collegia will receive a monthly stipend of 5,000 denarii directly from Consul Mark Antony under my supervision. In return, he expects you will limit yourself to your traditional liberties and malpractices, nothing that will disrupt trade. Those of you who will not do business with me are my enemy.
And so?
They will die much sooner than they expect.
Steady on, remember blessed Concord, no menaces.
I am a son of Hades!
I fuck Concord in her ass! Serbo, will you do business with me?
If I did give you the money, what on Gaia's great arse would you do with it?
That's a complex question, but I'd certainly start by giving the plebs the money that Caesar promised them.
Then you're a fool. Basic politics, lad. Once they have the money and spend it, then they will want more money. And what are you gonna do then?
I was afraid you'd take this attitude, so I've engaged a lawyer.
A lawyer? Nothing.
Come on, my love. What choice do we have? Don't you see we're dependent on Antony now?
You must promise me never to speak of what I tell you now.
Oh, God. I promise.
The Republic is on the brink of an abyss. Antony's a destructive brute. The Senate is weak and cowardly, and the plebs are roiling in want and anger. Rome is in need of new leadership. I can provide that leadership.
You're no son of Hades. You're a mortal man. The gods don't like this sort of shit from mortal men.
I'm following the orders of a consul of Rome, my master by oath, for the sake of peace and public order.
I'm with you.
All eligible citizens and soldiers will receive 300 sesterces from the hands of Octavian Caesar himself. Let it be known.
I've decided to enter public life. This seemed the best way to introduce myself to the people.
That will be seen as a direct challenge to me.
Yes, but that isn't my intention at all. I suggest we make a public display of unity.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm Caesar's rightful heir.
Just stay calm. He doesn't have the money, so he can't give it away, can he?
I was able to borrow against it.
Borrow?
Borrow.
How much did you borrow?
It's not so much in the great scheme of things.
How much?
3 million sestertii.
Arjunos! Cunt! You...
You stupid little shit!
Fucking whore.
Oh shit.
Apologize!
Apologize. That's it. Now just leave it now.
Apologize!
Enough.
Oh shit.
Stop it! Anthony, leave him! Anthony, leave him, leave him, leave him! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Stop it!
Do you hear me, boy?
Come on!
You're lucky you're breathing!
Animal!
You're not fit to leave Rome!
Damn.
This isn't the army, brother. We here, we're pimps, knifemen, thieves. You sure you sunk so low?
I walked here from Capua. I slept in ditches.
Gods don't like it.
What more can the gods do to me? How can they punish me now?
Don't know. Don't want to find out.
The Senate should ask my son to return. The time is ripe.
Brutus, return. No.
My dear mother, I write to bid you farewell. I'm as determined as ever to pursue a political career. I remain your respectful son, Octavian.
I knew it. I knew it. They're not dead. He sold them into slavery. Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. So that was the second episode of season 2. Really good. And I just want to say I was right. Yeah, I knew that they weren't dead. Well, I was just really hoping they weren't, and yeah, it turned out to be right. So that guy Mascius, or whatever his name was, the mafia dude, he didn't kill them. He sold them into slavery, which, you know, honestly probably in some ways worse, but at least they're alive, so there's a chance that at some point that fact could be revealed, and, you know, Vorenus might find some actual redemption, because the path he's on now is incredibly dark. So I don't like how Mark Antony has used his grief against Vorenus to just have a loyal soldier do whatever he wants. And yeah, Vorenus just thinks he's damned. It's inevitable that he's going to die and, you know, suffer damnation. So at this point, he's just trying to follow orders, and wherever that leads is wherever that leads. He's just kind of resigned to his fate, and he'll do whatever now. He's broken his own code. The only thing he has left is his commitment to the 13th, and by extension, Mark Antony, who's the only real leader left of the 13th. So it's interesting how Octavian is now pursuing a political career to rival Mark Antony. Mark Antony has been in charge for a while now, and things are not going well. The streets are chaotic. The Senate is a cesspool of bribery and corruption. Things are just not going well, and yeah, Octavian sees it, and he wants to make some changes. He's going to throw his hat into the political arena and, you know, be a real rival for Mark Antony. This escalated into, you know, an argument. Octavian secured a loan against the money he's supposed to get from Caesar's will, which Mark Antony has been refusing to give him up to this point, but it's legally his, so he can take out a loan and then use that as collateral for the loan, and he did that. He gave a significant amount of money to all the citizens, the plebs, and he's going to use this, you know, kind gesture to launch his political career. I wouldn't be surprised to see him as a senator in due time at this point, because he's popular after that. But he's physically separated himself from his family because that whole rift. Atia is on Mark Antony's side because she sees him as a protector and someone that can be relied upon to keep the family alive, especially with Servilia, Cicero, and, you know, Brutus and Cassius still out there scheming. They can't really do anything right now, but, you know, they're just waiting for their moments. Octavian has some plans, and it's going to involve some revenge against the people that assassinated Caesar, but also the people that kind of betrayed his memory, like Mark Antony is doing now. So yeah, that's really interesting. I am enjoying things. I did hear from the person that recommended Rome originally that season 1 was great, and so far I agree with that. You know, season 1 was really great, but that season 2 was kind of a downward trend, but so far I think it's still pretty solid. I've still been enjoying the first 2 episodes, so no complaints. I do think there's like a bit of a tonal shift with things, and yeah, but it still feels, you know, the same show to me, at least thus far. So yeah, no complaints, but yep, that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.